Let me button up my pants. Let me show you. Okay, I buttoned. So here's your belt. Wait, here I am. When you have it on, when you put your belt on, you should only have, well, they gave us 6 inches excess, oh, that's my mouse, fabric right here. Like, when you first get them, they're really, really long, and you have to cut them off so that they don't hang out of your belt. And this is my duty. I know it's scuffed, but this is the belt that I use to clean with. My nice belt I keep in my drawer. Anyway, there was a girl there that when we would do PI inspections, because we did a lot of uniform inspections, sometimes she would get hit because she would have too much belt. And they're like, didn't you have that cut? But it's because she was losing weight. So we would all cheer each time she had to get more and more cut off because she kept losing like a ton of weight the whole time she was there. So we would all cheer for her, yay, because she was losing weight. Anyway, and you can still pass boot camp and be over the weight because they test your body fat, and you can get waivers if you can still do the PFA in a reasonable amount of time, and the push-ups and sit-ups are no problem, but you're fat, you can get a waiver and they don't really trip. So, yeah, I did see a lot of unhealthy, overweight people, and they came into boot camp overweight and unhealthy. Like I said, like 60-70% of the people didn't pass the PFA the very first time we had it. Like almost every single person failed. I think out of 80, no, it's a lot more percent than that, because out of 83 people in our division, I think like 12 people passed the PFA, which is terrible. But everyone passed. Every single person passed on the 3rd PFA. So it's inevitable you will get better because you'll run and you'll work out. And being overweight was not really a big deal after that. So then I wanted to talk about the gas chamber. The gas chamber, people are like, oh my gosh, can you talk more about that? You'll be in firefighting class and you'll learn about CO2, PKP, AFFF, all the things you use to fight fire. You'll learn about the gas masks. You'll learn about personal protective equipment and how to put on all this stuff, how to open up your air so that you can breathe, and the little mechanism, how to put it on and take it off. And then you've got this face mask that you play with for a couple days, and then it leads to, like, I think the 3rd day you have the class. It's a lot of classroom learning, classroom sitting in a chair, watching slides and stuff. But the 3rd day is the day they actually put you in the gas chamber, and you walk in there. It's a room. You're in a room. They put like 5 recruits in at a time. You stand in a line. Then everyone takes off their mask, and you're exposed to like tear gas or pepper spray or whatever you want to call it. In prison, I was OC sprayed and pepper sprayed, and that was worse. So I think that people were freaking out more because it was all in their head. They were really afraid that, I think the biggest thing to overcome that day is your own brain, because you're freaking yourself out. But once you're in there and you take off the mask, you have to say, everyone did a little something different. Like you would have to say, Seaman Recruit, Lango, Division 176, or you have to state something, and then everyone had to say something, and then when the last person was finished, you could run back out there, and then you're burning, you're crying, your eyes are watering, snot's coming down your mouth, you're drooling and stuff like that. And we had to wear this. They had to wear the same NWUs the entire day. You couldn't change. People's eyes were kind of burning even after the night, but it's not a big deal at all. You freak yourself out more in your head than you really should be freaked out, because it's really, like, it hurts. It really hurts. Like, but you can breathe. You can live. You will survive, and you won't suffocate. Like, it'll just burn. So that's the gas chamber. I don't know if I can talk much more about that. Little Sweetheart 1 wants to see what the head looks like, so I'll have to, when I do the recruit handwriting video, I'll show what the head looks like. It's not that great. The head that we share between our 2 whatever. This is also, okay, I'm going to end this by doing a little something motivational. This is 20 minutes long. I guess this is why I do it in increments, because when I see it 18:54, it looks like I don't want to keep you guys sitting here forever, but that's whatever. If I'm keeping you here for too long, then you're dumb enough to actually sit through it. You could have been left, push pause, or just closed it out. So if you're going to complain that it's 19 minutes long, then complain to yourself, because you're the one that fucking sat here through it. So, I had got a lot of messages when I was talking about being good, being a square bear, being a cheese ball, because I don't like trouble. Like, I've been invited out. Even just today when I was at the galley, I got invited out. I get invited out all the time, and I've never gone. I don't want to go. You can limit yourself, but I know myself. I'm old. I have nothing in common with these young kids. I really just want to go to bed. Like, if it's fun enough, and it's been a while since I've hung out, I'll hang out, but I don't do that shit on the daily, and I probably won't for a very long time, or maybe the whole time I'm here, just because I take this seriously, and when I want sleep, I'll sleep, and if I want to hang out, I might. But I wanted to also mention that when you're good, when you're a good student, a good recruit in boot camp, in A school, when you're doing what's right, when you show up on time, when you take that extra time to iron your clothes, no one's gonna fucking notice. No one. You're doing all of this extra work to not get in trouble, and you still might end up getting in trouble for some stupid stuff, especially in A school, because you get blamed for other people's stuff all the time, but that's what they're trying to teach you, is that's life. But even as much as you try and as much extra effort as you put in to shine your shoes and make them great, you'll hardly get noticed. Hardly. And I'm kind of in that boat. And eventually it'll pay off. Eventually someone's going to notice, but don't give up. Like, I'm going to shine my boots right now. I have to go to my night watch bill coordinator, like I start at 15:30, and it's barely 10 o'clock in the morning. So I'm going to spend my time ironing right now, making sure my pins are right on my shirt, making sure everything's clean and shines, making sure I look fine, and I'm going to be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed when I show up. Will the petty officer take notice that I took all this extra time to make sure I looked great and took pride in my uniform? Probably not. But will someone eventually? Maybe so. I just think that that's a good mentality to have, but I don't want anyone to give up and be like, man, fuck it, why is anyone not noticing? Because I've sat next to the next guy who has done shit the whole time, and he gets props for something all of a sudden, and I'm like, I've been doing that the whole time. Like, why is he getting props? He's been looking like a dirtbag this whole freaking time, So I don't ever let that discourage you. Just keep pushing, keep going forward, and don't let the fact that these assholes and dirtbags and the people that don't care, all these fucking clowns out here, are getting looked at by the petty officers and being like, good job, when you've been doing good this whole time. That's what it is. And if no one's noticing, they will eventually, and it'll pay off in due time. If it takes 20 years for it to pay off, shit, it took 20 years. But at least I knew that I gave my all each and every time. Then I had I'm going to be mad if this whole time you can't hear me, because I don't know where the speaker is. I don't know how I'm supposed to be talking to y'all. And if I'm going to edit this and watch back and not hear my voice, I'm going to be heated. So the last thing that I wanted to talk about was the makeup. I'm getting a lot of messages about makeup and whether or not you can wear makeup in boot camp. And I wanted to tell you guys that I don't want you to be so concerned with that. I don't want you to be so fixated on makeup. When I was in boot camp, I didn't wear makeup. A lot of times in real life, I don't wear makeup either. And I wrote this message to someone here on YouTube, and I was like, I didn't trip, whatever. I didn't wear makeup, this and that. And she was like, well, you have nice skin, and you don't need makeup anyway. You're pretty without. I need it, blah, blah, blah. And I can understand if you had really bad acne and you felt like you just couldn't go anywhere without it. You were like a redhead with blonde eyelashes and you looked tired all the time. But I'm telling you right now that there were females in boot camp that had bad acne, and you would see but in time, you don't even notice what they look like anymore, because you start seeing them as humans and who they are. Even the males would develop crushes on some of the females, despite the fact that they look like hell, because their hair was out to here, people that had bad hair that wasn't naturally straight. Their hair was all kinds of a mess, and they just looked wild, right? But you learned to love them, and my hair just got messed up. And you focus on the inner beauty, and even the males, even the petty officers, it's not about what you look on the outside at all. And if that's what you're focused on, what you're looking like, then I don't want you to be my shipmate, to be honest. I don't want you in the Navy with me, serving next to me. If you're going to sit over here and primp when we should be putting out this fucking fire, I don't want your priorities to be what you look like all the time. Yeah, I'll get dressed, I'll put on some mascara, and I'll make myself look nice when I have time, but if it comes down to it and shit needs to be done, I'm not fucking concerned, and I don't think anybody should be concerned. And when you're in boot camp, you get to know people for who they are. Their personalities shine through, you get more confident, you realize that you don't really need the makeup. Like, it was really hard. Some of the females there even got clowned on because they showed up to boot camp with makeup, and the chiefs and petty officers were kind of like, why did you show up here wearing makeup? Are you trying to impress these males? Is that what you're here for? What are you here for? Are you here to better yourself, learn self-discipline, to be a sailor, or are you here to look pretty all the time? Like, where are your priorities? So I advise you not wearing makeup. I didn't wear makeup. I didn't give a fuck what I looked like when I first came in, and the females that did had like mascara on and stuff, they kind of got clowned on, but they deserve to be. And eventually they learned that they were pretty without it. You see humans as humans, and they are beautiful with or without makeup. So that was my little speech. Don't let the whole makeup thing deter you, because there were some hot-ass mess-looking people over there, and they still got attention, and people loved them because they still look good. They didn't sit there and, maybe the first couple of days they were self-conscious, like, oh my gosh, I hope nobody looks at my face, but they got over it, and everyone was all happy, cheery, great after that. Okay, so this is 25 minutes long, holy shit, and I'm gonna go iron my stuff, try to upload this. I probably won't edit it, so I'm sorry if this is a long video, but I don't know how to do this yet with iMovie. I hope that I can even just upload this, to be honest. And I guess I'll talk to you guys all a little later. I'll do Roku handwriting and I'll show the head. Okay? Have a great day. Bye!